Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Orange County IDA Board meeting for June 24th, 2026. I would ask for a roll call, please, Bill.
Sure. Jeffrey Christ.
Here.
Dean Tamburri.
Here.
Lee Benton.
Here.
Linda Muller.
Here.
Mark Green.
Here.
Giovanni Palladino.
Here.
Dr. Vincent Oda.
Here.
7 of 7 board members present. For staff, Bill Fioravanti, Kelly Riley, Marty Barras, Billy Iverson on audio visual, our general counsel Rudy Zoda and Lino Sharetta here, our state monitor Brian Sandage, and 2 guests from Vision Hudson Valley, Caitlin Lancelotti and Keenan Valentine.
Thank you, Bill. I'll point out proof of notice for this meeting on page 2 of your packet was properly provided and executed. On page 3, consideration of the minutes for the May 13th, 2026 IDA meeting. I would suggest a motion to approve those minutes. By Mark Green, second to that motion. Dean, thank you. Any additions, corrections on those minutes? Hearing none, I'd ask for a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. And abstentions. 1 by Linda Muller. Thank you. Those minutes are approved. Moving on to reports, I have just a brief chairman's report. I do look forward to reviewing the goals later in the agenda, as well as the quality of life report. Thank you, Katie, to be in here and your helper there. I did finish my APO training. I think we have 1 or 2 board members still to.
1 left, yeah.
1 left. Wrap that up, so please keep that in mind. I also attended the New York State Economic Development Council Conference in Cooperstown. It was a 2-day meeting. It was certainly good to interact with people around the state. There's honestly a lot of energy and economic development at the business level. We heard very little, I would say, about data centers, but they've been in the news recently with some pretty significant concerns. So I thank everybody for allowing me to go to that. Unless there's any questions for me, I would move on to the CEO report, page 6.
Sure. Just in addition to my report that's in your packet, I just mentioned a couple of things. I'd like to toot our own horn when we have our members or staff that are honored for something. And Jeff Christ and his family were honored by Mount St. Mary College in their golf and tennis tournament that was June 1st. I will say, as a trustee for Mount St. Mary College, we appreciate obviously your support, but it resulted in the most successful event they've ever had, really. Wow. So it was big. So appreciate your support there. And also, for those that don't know, Giovanni Palladino, the architect, designed Eastdale Village, which is a really, really interesting development. If you have not seen it in the town of Poughkeepsie, it's really amazing to see. They actually have, they named their piazza, or their, how would you describe that? Square, almost a public square. They named it Piazza Palladino in honor of Giovanni, which is quite the honor. I just really wanted to acknowledge that.
Thank you.
Really The only other thing I'll add is, and this came up at our finance committee meeting, of course, our external CFO is Shannon Manisi from RBT CPAs. RBT just merged with UHY, a top 25 international accounting firm. So she was very clear, it's not gonna change any of the way she works with us or any of the services or resources. It actually only adds resources. We did used to work with UHY before RBT, where they're a local group based in Kingston. So we have positive experience with them as well. But I wanted to make that announcement. That's all for me.
Questions for Bill? And thank you for the detailed report. Obviously, you covered a lot of dates in that report where you had activity communications with the public and various rotaries and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, trying to step up our presentations out there.
Yes.
So.
Let's see. Katie, we could move to you if you would like. We have a certain amount of other business, but in consideration of you being here and efficiency of your time. Does that work, Bill?
Absolutely. Let me just get her ready.
I'm just avoiding bath time right now.
Yeah.
Oh, so
That's fine by me.
maybe you'll have to make a longer report.
Just drive around a little bit after this.
Let me just get you on the screen.
Yeah, go ahead.
In this quality of life report, we help fund.
Absolutely. You guys did do $20,000, so thank you very much for that. it could not have been done without you guys, so it's very much so appreciated.
You're welcome.
Okay.
We're excited
Sorry,
to
that
hear
was me.
about it.
No, you're
Your
good,
turn,
you're
your turn.
good, you're good, you're good.
It's all you.
So as Bill mentioned, I've been here before, but I do just want to reintroduce myself for the room. My name is Katie Lancelotti. I'm the Executive Director for Vision Hudson Valley. Thank you guys for your support. As Jeff mentioned, like I said, without you guys, this report would not have been possible. But I did just want to go through it, and thank you for the opportunity to present this evening. So, this afternoon, whichever you would like to say this is. So, as just a refresher, since the last time that we spoke, the report card is broken up into 8 sections, 9 technically, because we do have a demographics section. Those are outlined here. And this presentation, Bill can definitely distribute to everybody afterwards. The report card itself is a living website, so it is something, you know, even since it's been published at the end of last year, beginning of this year, I've already updated things as they have come in. So it is a living document. So the report card, as I mentioned, it is a multiple indicator to measure our quality of life here in Orange County and compare us to the different municipalities and New York State as a whole. We are compared against the Mid-Hudson region and New York State, and it tracks our changes over time. Each section does contain a one-pager, kind of is what I've called it, the one-page brief overview of the entire section, and then it breaks it down into each individual one. I did just want to list this so you guys know these are kind of our top 10 resources. It is not limited to this, but it is just, you know, this is how much these are the main resources we used out of in the whole thing. So very accredited resources. So I will just jump right into it. If nobody has any questions as of right now. Okay. So here's a demographic snapshot. We've seen a major demographic shift is happening. Our student population is far more diverse over the past 20 years, and the growth of Hispanic and multiracial students reflects broader regional and national changes. So this obviously, demographic shift should influence the planning that is associated. These changes should guide policy decisions aimed at attracting both a younger and older resident. In Vision Hudson Valley, we do emphasize housing affordability, sustainable development, and intelligent land use planning to respond to these population changes. So this is, and Bill, you might just have to hover over because it is an interactive one. So if you see, it'll tell you what there it is. So what the median family income is in Orange County, Dutchess County, Putnam, Rockland, Sullivan. And like I said, I've been updating this live. So I did just update this a few days ago because the 2024 information was finalized. So I want to make sure that was up to date. So that has been added here. So you can see what the median family income has been and has steadily grown. We've kind of evened out last year and this year. 2023 and 2024, it's around the same. We're pretty consistent. There are other ones obviously that are higher. We have Putnam, Rockland, and Westchester that are higher. But
How does that factor in single people?
so this is just the
Just
family.
families?
This is just families as a whole. So
Okay.
there is. So that there is just median income, and that is listed. I just put median family income
Okay.
in this presentation.
Okay.
But median income itself is listed as well. And
This
that,
does exclude singles,
this is strictly,
Just that.
yeah,
Okay.
this is on a family household basis. Okay, so the education snapshot, this one does in the presentation, so I've been calling it my world tour. I have been going out and giving presentations on the report card. This one tends to get a little bit of a gasp on it, because you see the homeschooling has gone up 165% since 2009. Things that are attributed to that are COVID, lifestyle changes, people wanting to have that control over how the education goes, and that's part of it. Another thing that tends to get a little bit of red flag for some people is that the teacher salaries have rose 72% since 2005. Things to keep in mind are that even though the salaries have increased, it's making up I say quote, it's making up for the faculty loss. So almost that you have this number of teachers and this number of salary, where it used to be the opposite. So you used to have more teachers, lower salary. Now you're having less teachers, higher salary. So to make up for the fact that one teacher is probably doing 2 or 3 jobs. So this is the public school enrollment, just kind of break it down. And obviously there's a lot of numbers here and you can take your time to go through them, but it highlights the kind of the sharp decline in Orange County's public school enrollment, which fell by about 16% from the 2003-2004 to 2023-2024. So it does reflect the shift in demographics. It does also, play into that the homeschooling has gone up. So obviously the public school enrollment's gone down, but the graduation rates, that's something to keep into account. Graduation rates are rising, so that's always a good thing. So environmentally, snapshot. So our indicators, we are showing an overall improvement, especially in our air quality. We're seeing clear climate impacts, more extreme temperatures and increased rainfall, and high forest cover is a key ecological asset for our county. So we are about 60% forested, so that does definitely help with our ecological standing. And I thought this one just would be interesting for you guys to see that this has the environmental cleanup sites. So the Superfund sites, the brownfield sites, those, Superfund sites obviously can't be touched, but the brownfield sites, that might be something you guys would be interested in as a whole. So public safety, so crime is down. I'm gonna say that. Oh, yes. So overall, we are safer today than we were in the mid-2000s, which is with a major reduction in crime. The pandemic era shifted the effect on arrest trends, but total has since rebounded. And hate crimes remain low, but they're kind of inconsistent from year to year. So it's like 11 in 2019 to 13 in 2023. They're around the same. They just kind of bounce. And so while the report card does focus heavily on socioeconomic indicators, more on socioeconomic indicators than crime rate, public health and community level safety factors, including housing stability, healthcare access, and environmental conditions, remain essential components to everyone's well-being. So these are the cannabis dispensaries by county in the area. So the Mid-Hudson region has 66 operational dispensaries, mostly in Westchester and Dutchess County, yet most towns and villages have opted out, but the total regional revenue is $8.8 million. So that's high.
Has more than half of that. It's a lot more than 11.
Yeah, when was that count done?
Yeah, there's a
That-
lot more than 11 in the county. Got almost that much.
That
in
count
Newburgh.
would have been, that was from the New York State Comptroller, so I can get the exact date. I want to say 24 probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, is to when that would have been last.
I think they said we have 11% of the dispensaries in the state are in Orange County. Pretty sure that was a recent number.
That I don't know.
Was that-
I will.
I just know there's 11 or 12 in the
noting
town of
that for me,
Newburgh.
so I can-
Yeah, exactly, there's a lot in Newburgh. But I
Yeah.
think that's the number is 11% are in Orange County statewide.
Yep, I will definitely double check that and I can get back to you, Bill, on that one, but I just asked Kian to make a note so I can look that one over. Okay, so civic participation is increasing, which is a positive sign for community engagement. The changes in population do affect political representation, so that's an important trend to keep watch of. And grant funding is helping to support DRIs, or downtown revitalization initiatives, and infrastructure upgrades. Most municipalities maintain stable financially, with some exceptions. So, that is not the slide I put. Hold on 1 second. This is the slide that I wanted to go to. So it's a busy slide. This is just kind of outlining what the outliers are, being South Blooming Grove and Washingtonville. So they are at a moderate stress level. There are several others recorded elevated environmental stressors. So an environmental score, so their environmental score, which measures non-fiscal external factors like high poverty, unemployment, or shrinking tax base, which impacts the local government's abilities to raise revenue. So health and well-being. Health outcomes show progress, but there are definitely disparities, especially by race, which remain significant. COVID-19's mortality spikes showed that the county was not immune, and I'm sure Linda can attest to that for sure, but we were not immune to statewide trends. And we do have rising obesity and STI rates underscore areas where prevention efforts are crucial. Maternal and infant health data, STI, HIV trends, mental health incidents, access barriers are all tracked in the report card. So these insights guide public health planning and highlight areas where traditional services are needed. Okay, so this is the patient to primary care physician ratio. So this just kind of highlights, so Bill, you're right now hovering over Putnam.
Yes.
It's okay. So this highlights what, from 2014 to 2024, per one doctor, how many primary care physicians there are. So as of 2024, there was 1,498 from research that for Orange County, from research, kind of the industry standard is about 1,500 to 2,000 for physician to primary care. So we are in that area. Obviously, Sullivan County, you can see there's that disparity, but it is obviously affected by a rural environment versus an urban environment. These are factors that would affect it, but overall there is a insufficient supply of primary care physicians across New York State. We are in a decent position, but obviously the more primary care physicians, the better, and more specialized, obviously the better, because then it's better care, more likely to be able to get in to see someone.
It looks like the spike in 2022 had to do with COVID.
Yeah. So all of this is data collection. As for the why, that's kind of the next step after. So we are presenting what the facts are, what they are, what the census says, what the comptroller, all of that. But there is the next step of the why and the inference that comes with that. So the economy is expanding steadily, which I thought would be a good area for you guys. Healthcare and retail do make up a good amount of that growth, and with 34.5%. And housing affordability remains definitely a long-term challenge, despite improvements in financial distress, and the surge in housing permits signals an increase in development pressures. So housing permits reached almost 2,200, which is the highest it's been in 2 decades, and that was in 2024. So seeing that there is a need for housing. Tourism continues to be a very big factor. So this was as of 2023. This source is from Empire State Development. I did try to get more up-to-date numbers prior to this. They did not have a report out at the time, but you can see for Orange County that this is in millions, so it is a very significant number for us over, and total overall for the Mid-Hudson is very good. So our arts and culture, cultural infrastructure is diverse but heavily reliant on smaller venues. Our film production is becoming a more significant economic and cultural contributor for our area. This is information provided directly from Amanda Dana and her team at the Tourism and Film Office, but this is the film production that did occur from 2015 through 2025, and we will get the up-to-date numbers for 2026 as the year goes on, but our film production continues to go on.
What are those numbers, whole numbers showing? As like number of films or?
Yes, number of productions that occurred and were completed in 2020 in these years.
Okay.
Could be 1 day, could be 16 weeks, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. So one thing that we did do this time around was we did change from having just transportation to infrastructure. I know we talked about it, but we wanted to focus on infrastructure more because it's not just about the roads, it's also about the fiber, it's about Wi-Fi, it's about EV vehicles, it's about gas and electric, it's about all of these things. So we did go ahead and update this section to be about infrastructure and not just transportation. So there's been significant state investment going towards maintaining local streets and highways. EV infrastructure has shown uneven adoption, but there is an opportunity for future growth. And emergency services are robust, but I would say unfortunately they are heavily reliant on volunteerism.
In the airport, is that just Stewart Airport, the last bullet there? Or is that Westchester as well?
Yes, Westchester as well.
Okay, but most of that loss, I imagine, is at Stewart Airport? Okay.
Yes, yes, but I can get, that's those two, because of those major regional airports. So infrastructure as a whole, our priorities are to focus on expanding walkability and for our vibrant communities. And we also do this through education, through our placemaking efforts. So that's, our quality life report card does tie right back into what we do on a daily basis, and emphasizing a more proximity to mass transit. So this I wanted to include, as this is the average age of a wastewater treatment plant as of 2024 for each region, for each county, I'm sorry. Each of them, the average age, you're looking at about 56 as the average age. For reference, the life expectancy is 40 to 50 years for.
Wow.
Yes, that is the life expectancy. After 15 to 20 requires major maintenance. So all that to say, we are basically running on inefficiency when it comes to our wastewater treatment, so that's just sucking up more resources, and it's more cost. So if you're not being as efficient, it's also increasing your risk of mechanical failures and environmental noncompliance. So these are all things that need to be considered, and this is published by the DEC itself.
Yeah. Those must be local municipalities and such, because that's not Orange County. Orange County's facilities are not even 20%.
Right.
And it's another expansion going on, yeah, to be certain.
So I did just want to thank you guys, thank our sponsors of the report card. Obviously, I'm not leaving here for any questions, but I did just want to thank all of you guys for the cornerstone sponsor of this. And without you, like I said, it would not be done. This is some of our research team and our report card committee. Kian is here, who is part of the committee itself, so I appreciate them being here as well. So just some key takeaways is that quality of life is definitely multidimensional. We went across 8 key sectors and demographics, so we went across 9 different things, but it's always multidimensional, it's always changing, and we are always looking to improve it however we can. I know that Amanda Dana recently had asked me for a report on the biggest major employers. It was something she needed to present for the county. She asked me for the major employers. I was able to find it for her, and I just told her I will add that to the report card website. It is something I think that is important to have under the economy section as to who our major employers are here in the area. So it's obviously always changing and growing. When Bill does send this to you, you can click on the arrow, it'll bring you to the live website, and you guys can take a look at that. I did just want to say, going forward, this is something that we are working on. I talked about it for those of you who were able to attend the Ottaway Medal Dinner. I did speak about it there, but we are going to be doing an IDA pilot white paper. I did have the opportunity to sit down and talk to Jeff and Bill about it, and I've spoken to a few others about it as well, getting in front of some school boards to talk to them. We are in a unique position that we are a completely third party, so we can leverage our role as an independent third party convener. It will provide clear, balanced, and data-driven information that explains how pilots work, the roles of the IDAs and the countywide, municipality-wise, and how the benefits and the trade-offs that are there. So we believe that by increasing transparency and grounding conversations and shared facts, that this effort aims to foster more informative public dialogue and build trust among stakeholders and support strong, more thoughtful regional decision making in the Hudson Valley.
You hope to release that in the spring of '27?
Hoping either the end of this year, or I said spring because it's first quarter, so either Q4 or Q1. Q4 of this year, Q1 of next year.
And how about the quality of life report? When do you expect, you gonna do another one in the future, or is this something you're gonna continue to do?
Yes, so we want to do, the clicker.
I'll let you finish, sorry.
No, it's
You at
okay, the
end?
clicker stopped working for me, yeah. It is the end, but yes, so what we wanna do is do a, each year do a review of it, see if there's anything that needs immediate updating. If we have access, obviously the census is like every 2 years, for certain data, and do a really hard reset every 5. So every year, take a look at it, make sure we're doing every section. I've been looking at it as we go, and seeing if there's things that need to be updated, seeing, like some of the information, we only have 2023 data because at the time of the research was being done last summer, the 2024 data wasn't complete. So I've been looking through to see if there's anything that can be updated, going forward, so that way we can do it now and get on top of it.
And I forget, you printed some of these or no?
No, we have
Okay.
not, so.
Just doing it digitally.
Yeah, so you guys, I'm sure, understand that inflation costs have affected everything, including printing. So that, so we did this on a website basis, and honestly, the budget between printing 10 years ago and doing all digital now was absolutely the same. Yeah, so it was a lot. But, yeah.
Maybe it was reflected unemployment rates among teenagers or unemployment rate in general. Was it reflected?
We have unemployment rates, it's on the website, it's just not, it just wasn't in the presentation, but it is on the website what the unemployment rates are by county. Yeah, if it's something that you're looking for broken down on an age bracket, we're also looking for, we have a whole section on the website of if you didn't see something you wanted to see, or if you saw something that you were like, that's a little weird, please feel free to let us know. We always wanna make sure that we are accounting for everyone's quality of life, everyone what they're looking for. So obviously, if there's something you want to see on there, we wanna make sure it's reflected. So if you want to see, unemployment rates by age bracket, we can do that. Mhm. Yeah.
Are school graduation rates on the?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
All right, I'll share a link to this presentation into the report itself
Yeah.
after this meeting.
Just a follow-up question. You
Yeah.
mentioned a couple uses for it, but where are you seeing the most valuable uses of this information?
I did a presentation, Bill unfortunately had a conflict, but I did a presentation for the economic development team as a whole.
In Orange County?
In Orange County, yes,
Yeah.
I did it for the Orange County team, and I know Amanda Dana has been using it,
Mhm.
I know
Nice.
Connor has been, Connor with the Orange County Partnership, Amanda Dana with tourism, I know they've been using it, so far that has been a great use. We have board members that are with banks, and one of my board members talked about how he, the last time it was reported, he used it to do a whole campaign geared towards the aging population, so that's something he was looking towards doing this time around as well, looking at what our aging population is, how they can factor that into their banking needs.
Nice. Well, it seems to me to be very well done
Yeah.
and a lot of information. I didn't realize it was, what'd you call it, a live report?
Yes, yeah, it's an
That's neat.
active, it's a living document, so that's.
Living document,
It's
okay.
part of what I wanted it to do, so that it wasn't, what do they say, the minute you drive a car off the lot, it depreciates?
Yeah.
I didn't want that to be the case with this, I wanted it to continue to appreciate, so that's kind of what we're looking to do.
So as you're adding to that throughout,
Mhm.
and other people have questions or like you to add something else to it, you could do that as well.
Absolutely, so that's what we want to do. So like I said, Amanda had brought up this, Amanda Dana had brought up, the biggest employers. I'm like, that should be there. I think that's part
Yeah.
of quality of life. And that's something that obviously I would wanna look at on a 6-month to a yearly
Mhm.
basis, cause that does change. But that is, and the benefit of it is, because it's a living document, the minute I update on my end, so on the software that creates all the charts, all the information, it immediately updates on the website. So there is no lag in that. And then all the data resources are listed below each indicator, so that is there as well.
Anything else for Katie? thank you so much for coming in, taking the time.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Katie.
Keena.
Thank you, Keena. Much appreciated.
Okay, we can move back to Finance Committee, I believe. Does that make sense, Bill?
Sure.
Mark Green, please.
It doesn't have a number on it, but if you go to page 9, I just want to run through a couple of quick highlights here. We did get 2 applications, one the Silver.
Silver Lake Ridge
Silver
Apartments.
Lake Ridge.
Yeah, good
and-
point.
And the other, the housing, right?
That's the housing, the other is Southgate Flats Hotel.
Southgate Flats, sorry. The 2,500 in income is just a pass-through for legal. And then if you see the EPA brownfield, that's 17,176, that matches up, that's just a pass-through, and you can see it exiting about 3/4 of the way down. Really, the only other thing of note is we paid $223,789 to Anshin for their legal fees. Take that for what it's worth. But all the other invoices were fairly in line, and we ask that you approve the Finance Committee's recommendation to approve our payables and financials. I apologize, we also have a CD maturing. That is a little more complicated than the FC because we have 4.7 million CD coming due. Because of where we are and what's going on, we felt it was more important to have more flexibility. So on July 13th, we're gonna roll over 3 million of that into a 9-month CD, and the remaining 1.7 plus interest will go into a treasury bill to allow us flexibility for any future payments that are unexpected. All of these have been approved by the Finance Committee with the following caveat regarding of the payment of Anshin's bills and Anshin's legal bills. Any motion to pay them shall be under protest and with full reservation of the Orange County IDA's rights to challenge such payment and the clawback of same in a future action or proceeding.
Any questions for Mark? Covers the whole 9 yards, I think. We good? And you might have said it, Mark, the committee recommended approval of each of these items you just went over. Would anyone care to make a motion to accept the financials, payables, and the recommendation for CD maturing on July 12th?
Yeah, just to add, with the exception, as Mark indicated, with respect to the ancient legal bills and ancient bills under protest and reservation of rights.
That would be part of the motion. Thank you,
I'll
Lena.
make the motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Giovanni, second by Lee. Other questions, comments? So all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried on the financials. I think our next item is a quick update on the July board meeting.
Yes, as we've done the previous 2 years, we have a slow agenda, so we thought we would take kind of that summer break and have our July meeting, cancel our July meeting and reconvene on August 19th, I believe it is, 3rd Wednesday. It seemed that everyone seemed to be okay with that idea.
I might just add the comment with a number of things up in the air. There might be a need for a special meeting at some point, but we didn't wanna hold that meeting thinking it might not be needed.
Should we take a vote on that?
Oh, I guess we should, yeah. A motion to cancel the July board meeting for the Orange County IDA and.
Yeah, let's say board and
committee
committee meetings, I'm just
Yeah,
thinking.
committees too,
That
yep.
would be on July 15th.
Yeah, they were scheduled for July 15th, yes.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Giovanni, is there a second to that? Thank you, Mark. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. And our last item on the agenda for tonight is the proposed 2026 IDA goals for Orange County.
Yeah, we have them, I won't do much of a presentation, you see them, I've sent them to you in advance. Similar to what we've had in previous years, where our priorities being shovel-ready, trying to make some headway with shovel-ready, despite our financial challenges at the moment. And we do have, Dr. Odock is retiring at the end of the year, actually, so we have to work on backfilling that position and finding suitable candidates. That's another piece as well. And then we would like to develop a formal plan to try and bring up our bond work. So I've been working with our bond counsel on that and want to develop a formal plan to promote both taxable and tax exempt bonds for the IDA. And then housing, another area of focus, given the housing crisis and us adding this to our UTEP at the end of 2024. We want to promote this and encourage more applications in that arena as well. But really, this is for discussion. Want to get some feedback to whatever degree you're comfortable doing that right now.
Any comments on these? Bill and I tried to keep them pretty simple and straightforward. I guess I would suggest this could be a living document, Bill, as other ideas and needs come up. It doesn't prevent us from addressing those.
Yeah, I would just think we'd like to qualify the housing applications, the qualifications that we support. Because I don't support apartments, I support condominiums or townhomes, houses, or something that fosters home ownership and people gaining equity rather than just filling the pockets of the landlord.
Any common experience?
I'm just saying that I think all housing is important.
Yeah,
And,
good point.
And it's been reiterated over and over and over again. So, if we get to a point where we have too much housing, then let's face that problem at that point.
You okay with that?
Yeah, I'm just not happy with people paying more than what a mortgage payment would be
Yeah,
in
true.
rent.
Again, that's a supply and demand issue.
Yeah. Yep. Well, do we want to take action on these goals or think them through a little bit more?
I don't know, it's just reference.
I'd like to think about them just a
Yeah.
little
Yeah,
bit more.
okay, sounds good. Anything else before we consider executive session?
No, I don't believe so.
Everybody okay with moving into executive session?
Yeah, and what I would suggest is someone make a motion to go into executive session, basically to discuss litigation strategy regarding, with counsel, regarding the matter of the OCIDA versus the New York State Inspector General, which is currently pending in Orange County Supreme Court, and also proposed litigation with respect to the recent legislation amending General Municipal Law, Section 912, as it pertains to the monitor. So that's the motion, if someone would care to make it.
Okay, you can make the motion. Go ahead.
Me?
Yeah, you were gonna make it, right?
I'll make the motion, yeah.
Right.
You can read my mind?
No, I wanna say something, but I have to say it after the second.
Yes, so we have a motion by
Make the
Giovanni,
motion, Yes.
second to that motion,
I'll second.
Linda, thank you.
Discussion?
Discussion?
Yes, I have a discussion. Mr. Sandridge, have you known for roughly a week that we're going to go into executive session, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Have you said anything in the last 5 days of your concern about us going into an executive session? No. Okay. So when you go bitching to the papers that you've been excluded, we're gonna have it on record that you were known, you did know, just like last time, that we're going to executive session. Got it? I'm done.
Any other discussion? All in favor of the motion to go into executive session, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried to move into executive session.
You're gonna fill the-
I'd like to ask for a motion to come out of executive session. If someone would care to make
Motion.
that. Mark, second.
Second.
Giovanni, any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. We are now out of executive session, and I can report that no action was taken during executive session. And with that, I would suggest a motion to adjourn our meeting. Mark,
I'll
second.
second, yep.
Giovanni?
Yep.
All in favor of adjourning the meeting?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We